February. And just before we start, I just want to say a couple of things. First things first. I know I didn't stream for like the whole week. I was very busy. I was, let's see. I'm almost finished anime, my third episode of my anime. Well, actually, no, I finished the animation. Now I have to put all the pieces of my anime together, and we should be able to, hit the show on the road. I'm going to read Watanagashi. I'm going to be pretty busy tomorrow because, well, it's Halloween, and, well, today it's Halloween, but tonight I'll be doing a couple things. So I'll read a chapter and then yeah. So yeah, that's why I've been pretty busy, and I figured I'd reward myself with some time off. Yep. And now, let's begin. And okay, English, because I can't read Nihongo well. I can't wait. We're gonna read Watanagashi. Okay, first I don't like this screen. It's too small. I'm gonna do full screen. Let's begin. Watanagashi, the most possibilities. How was your taste of life in Hinamizawa? A curse or a conspiracy? I believe you have fully enjoyed everything and everyone seeming suspicious. Here at last is no surprise attack, but a real, direct incident. Please enjoy it. The difficulty is lower than Onikakushi, but it is extremely vicious. Alright. I will not quench your thirst, for you seek the truth and could not accept that. I will not quench your thirst, for the truth you desire does not exist. But I still want to quench your thirst, for I am the one who cast you into the desert. Frederica Berncastle. AD 1983, the early summer of the 58th year of the Showa era. Higurashi when they cry. The chirping of the birds served as my alarm clock. Huh? Wasn't today Sunday? Wasn't it basically my style to stay up late on Saturday and sleep through the morning on Sunday? Why am I waking up at this disgustingly wholesome hour? Back to sleep, back to sleep. Keiichi, are you awake? You have a phone call. At the moment, the sound of my mother calling me downstairs finally registered. Phone call? I sprang out of bed abruptly and stampeded noisily down the stairs. He's awake, I'll put him on right now, my mother informed the person on the other end of the line. Hello, it's me. Who might this be? Morning, Keiichi. You're such a sleepyhead, such a sleepyhead. Oh, Rena, what's up? Calling so early in the morning. Hey, they're all alive again. Hooray! I don't think it's so early. It's the middle of the day, you know. It was 11 o'clock. I guess you could loosely consider that the middle of the day. So, what's up? Hold on a second. I'll put Mi-chan on now. Oh, hi, Kei-chan. If I were to say it in English, that'd be good morning. While we're at it, why don't you try saying it in Chinese, German, and Russian as well? Ni hao, Kei-chan. Guten Morgen, Kei-chan. Russian? Das bin Danya. How the hell should I know? Well, whatever. This stupid conversation's woken me up. That's good to hear. So, Kei-chan, you free right now? If you're good, then we've got everybody. Everybody? Does she mean all the club members? That's right. You might be thinking every day always ends in heated competition, but at least I can spend my day off peacefully. You're too naive, Kei-chan. Yeah. The aim of our club is to find the best solution for every situation. In other words, we don't care if it's the weekend. Ooh, it looks like Kei-chan's come to understand our club. So how about it? Can you come? I had absolutely nothing prepared that day. If I were to refuse Club President Mion's invitation, what other fun ways to pass the time would I have? It's not like I planned on doing anything, and if I said no, you'd probably just declare me the loser by default and force a penalty game on me anyways. If you understand that much, then you can't refuse, right? If you're okay with it, then let's meet at the usual place at 1 o'clock. We're going into town, so bring your bike, okay? Club activities in town? Well, we could do them anywhere. Besides, since it was a new venue, there was no way this was going to be intense. I'm holding a pretty big grudge for that narrow loss a couple of days ago. I'll say it right now. I'm not going to lose. A couple of days ago was Friday's club activities. That uncompromising poker game match. It was a fight to the death. Nobody held back. Nobody could tell who was in lead or who was in last until all the points were tallied. In the end, I won by only 1 chip. Mio came in second. Damn it! To think if I hadn't squandered that 1 chip! Mio lamented, thus perhaps more so than the fact that she lost the match. Mio doesn't lose. Oh, shit! We're playing with these? Ew! Hold on. I don't like that. Can we return to the main menu? Yes. No, I can't stand these sprites. Ew. Ew. Give me a moment, okay? I don't want to look at that shit. Gross. Okay, original, please. Yeah, that's how I roll. Hey! What the hell? No. Hey. Bad. I do not play the updated sprites. No. I like the OG sprites. Yes, they're... like, the one thing I have to say, they're not really colored nicely, but in Kikonia, that's when his art really shines. So, let's continue. Mio doesn't lose. That's why Mio only whined when she let the champion's throne slip through her fingers. That's why she has got more frustrated than anybody over a close loss. So, does she mean for today to be a grudge match? Bring it on! Just like last time, I'll shut you down and make you play that penalty game. Make sure you play in a way that you won't regret when you lose. Wouldn't happen any other way. It'll make it all the more better when I crush you. After that, we exchanged cheers for a bit before hanging up the phone. As I headed back upstairs hastily to get the key to my bike, I bumped into my mother as she was carrying the futon down. Oh, Keiichi, you seem like you're in a good mood heading out. Something like that. I'm going into town to play with everybody. Take care. Watch out for traffic. Be back before dinner. Yeah, I'll be back by then. After unlocking the chain from my bike in the garage, I reveled a bit in the resistance the slightly stiff pedal gave as I pushed on it. All right, let's go. I set off on my bike, cutting through the refreshing morning air. Keiichi! You're late! Sorry to keep you waiting. Huh? Where are Sadako and Rika? Rather than meeting with them here, it's a lot quicker to meet up in town. Oh, I see. If I remember correctly, Sadako and Rika's houses were on the other side of the path to school. Oh yeah, what's up with the doing club activities in town? It can't be that everybody's going to put on masks and rob banks all day, is it? I wouldn't mind doing that. Even then, I wouldn't lose to you. You see, Mi-chan always tells me the routes and schedules of the armored bank cars. I wonder why. What? I spun around with a serious look on my face and looked at Mion. Well, it certainly seemed possible that Mion was capable of doing that. Seriously, Mion? Rena! What are you saying? Sorry, Mi-chan. Sorry. The two of them joked around. That bright laughter was the best match for a beautiful day like today. Hey, you two! Sadako and Rika are waiting for us, aren't they? Let's stop fooling around and get going. Around and around, fooling like two fluttering butterflies. I earnestly wish I could keep watching them like this. The 5 of us together would absolutely be more fun. That's right! Well then, let's go! The goal is to plunder 1 billion. Once we split the loot, everybody scram! Yeah! The three of us on our bikes headed over the gently sloping hill toward town. Accelerating hard, we crested the hill. The view expanded as Okinomiya Station came into sight. I occasionally come to the station here. Considering the amount of effort it takes to get here, though, it was quite a hassle. That's why I didn't know how much about the area around the station, or Okinomiya itself for that matter. The street we were headed down today was of course unfamiliar to me as well. Going through the railway crossing, we headed past the south end of the station. This is the first time I've been this way.
Around here, there's lots of things like arcades and toy stores. Mii-chan knows all about it.
So there's an arcade. I used to go to one pretty often. My gamer's blood boils within me. Always going to the arcade? Kei-chan, you're quite the delinquent. Next time we're here, I'll show you where it is. It's a good one. There's quite a few machines. It seems like the town of Okinomiya was Mio's stomping grounds. If I asked her, she could tell me a lot of things about it. Eventually, we came across a store with quite a few bikes parked in front of it. Was this the arcade? No, it was a smaller shop. Looking at the window display, it seemed like your everyday toy shop. But for almost 10 kids to be funneling in and out of the store, they were doing almost too well for themselves. Could it be that store is having some sort of event today? Exactly! Top prizes! 50,000 yen! 50,000? What the heck is that? That's the GNP of the People's Republic of Keiji 5 times over! Two cute figures messing about in the front of the store notice us and wave their hands.
Hello, everybody! We've been waiting for you!
Good morning.
Hey!
Morning, Rika! Sadako, we'll settle this before the cops get here. The goal is to plunder 1 billion!
Huh? Keiji, I have no idea what you're talking about! Are we late? Did we keep you two waiting? We finished early today, so we've been waiting a while.
I'm sorry about that. Kei-chan here was taking his sweet time.
Well, if it was Keiji's fault, it couldn't be helped.
Saying that, Rika stretched up and began patting Mion's head. Hey, wait a minute. Are you solving everything by making me the bad guy?
Of course! Who else but Keiji could fill this important role?
I don't like being cast like that. If you think this will solve everything, you're sorely mistaken. I was feeling slightly irritated, so I began to repeatedly smack Sadako on the head. Smack, 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 smack.
KK is bullying me! It's such a shame that Keiji's bullying you. Sadako is crying! She's crying! I'm taking her home! Your big sister will take care of the bad guy, okay?
Rena ecstatically wiped the tears, which were probably fake, from Sadako's face, while Rika gently patted mine as I lay sprawled on the ground. Yes, this is fine. Yep, this is the way that things are supposed to be solved. Although I think we should find a new punchline before you start losing teeth. Keiji's gonna be a grandpa. Toothless. Well then, upsy daisy. In any case, the greeting for today went well. Inside the toy shop, there were about 10 boys around the same age as me. But by the way, I'm going to stop right here. There's actually somebody I know that's also rereading Higurashi around this time as well on Twitter. And they're also an artist like me. I believe their is Maki-chan is amazing. And I love their sketches and stuff. Like, if you're ever at this part and you're listening, you should see their sketches. They're hilarious. I love it. I wonder if they get around Watanagashi, they're gonna draw Keiichi without teeth. I would love that. I hope so. I hope so. God, I love that guy's sketches. He's hilarious. Okay, so let's continue. Apparently, they all knew Mio, and in finding that out she had arrived, they greeted her with jeers, a few at a time.
Mii-chan is a regular at this toy shop, so she has a lot of friends.
A regular at a toy shop? What's up with that?
Hey, Keiichi, take a look back here!
Following Sadako's prompting, I took a look. There were chairs lined up at tables, almost like some sort of birthday party. I realized it immediately. It couldn't be. This is the venue for today's club activities? Surprise, Kei-chan! I'm good friends with the owner here. He sometimes lets me hold game tournaments to expand his customer base. Expand his customer base, I see. Meaning all the boys lining up the place were participants? By the way, if you have anything to help me to extend my customer base in art, feel free to give me ideas. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
That's right! Normally it's just us 5, but today we're gonna play with lots and lots of people!
Rena was innocently happy about being able to play with so many people, but my expression grew noticeably concerned.
Keiichi, I know exactly what you're thinking.
Oh, well, why don't you try saying it? Together, okay? 1, 2...
These are all enemies!
Sadako's voice and mine blended it together in harmony. We looked over at the participants. After all, the top prize was 50,000 yen. My eyes lit up like a flame. Hey, Kei-chan, it looks like today will be fun. Well, no matter how many more rivals I have, the goal is still the same. Rivals? Kei-chan, do you think a whale keeps track of all the krill it eats? She said that in an unpleasant voice, laughing with the aggressive glint in her eyes reserved solely for club activities. Damn it, Mion. She's as serious as she can get today. I'm not the only one who's serious. Take a look at Rika, Mion pointed, looking at where her finger directed me. What the heck is that? Rika was using those kinds of traits to soften up the crowd with an almost excessive pleasantness.
I'm also going to do my best. Go for it! Yay! Nipa!
Go for it! Yay! Completely emasculated, the group joined in Rika and cheer. The inside of the store had been consumed by the world of Rika. Damn, she's already chomping at the bit.
It seems like today's going to be fun! I'm going to do my best!
It seems that Rena was also unusually fired up by the large crowd. Hopping about and spinning and running around, she had entered into cute mode. In Rena's case, the real fun starts up when her tension gauge fills up. Her happy-go-lucky attitude belied the fact that this state she was in was the most threatening. Mia was making small talk with some of the regular customers she was acquainted with. It was like business as usual with her. Of course, if anybody thought that Mia looked ordinary, they were not qualified to be in our club. The shadow beneath her feet was exuding killer instinct, rising up like a chill wind. Damn it, Mio, throwing away her honor and humanity like that. She's serious.
Keiichi, didn't you know? The 50,000 prize is from Mion's own pockets.
What? She was putting out the 50,000 yen all by herself? At a moment, a dark miasma that warped Mion's surroundings began to appear. What is it, Kei-chan? Is there something on my face? A shiver crept up my spine. That Mio cornering herself like that. She was pulling out the demon lurking within her. Fine by me! Damn it. My knees are shaking like crazy. They're already referencing the demon in me. The character in her name. You have to know, like, how to read Chinese characters. Before I realized it, the store had filled up with even more people. However, the looks in their eyes weren't confrontational. They were looks of expectation and curiosity. They were the eyes of onlookers who were wondering what kind of match was going to occur and who was going to win. You couldn't ask for a better stage than this. This is getting interesting.
Keiichi, let's do our best, okay? Do our best!
Rena was already fully charged. Moral laws and common sense held no power before the might of Rena in her cute mode. I definitely didn't want to fight her if possible. Rika, do your best! We're all cheering you on!
Okay, I'll do my best.
Rika, who was exuding way too much charm, no matter how you looked at it, had already won over most of the onlookers to her side. Nonchalantly avoiding things had always been Rika's creed, but for her to be blatantly laying at her machinations like this, something was definitely strange. Like Rena, she was somebody who I didn't want to fight if I couldn't help it.
Of course the
one you don't want to fight the most is Mion. I've been lucky to even leave alive more than a few times at the end of the club activities, but I don't think there was a day that even came close to being this dangerous.
Mion seems to have developed quite a grudge after losing that poker match a few days ago. You know?
It seems that way. In other words, today is just an elaborate stage for her revenge. Almost as though she were psychic, Mion turned toward us. Her eyes were silently conveyed the message. You guys just figured that out now? It wasn't just Mion. Both Rena and Rika were more pumped than they'd ever been. Yeah, it's gonna pop today. Without a doubt, there'll be casualties.
It seems that somehow Keiichi and I are the only ones left. What do you think? Should we not have our match during the opening round?
Might as well. I need to warm up before I can really kick into gear. My spinal column shuddered like it had been struck by a bolt of lightning, like a pillar of ice was being jammed into it and began to freeze. I could almost see the flames backlighting Sadako with her intensity. Even then, while Sadako was displaying a normal smile, it was cold and inhuman, almost as if it were a plastic mask.
You must really want to eliminate me in the opening round. You can't hide that murderous intent.
Oops. Sorry, can I try that again? That was Keiichi, and he sounds nothing like that. You must really want to eliminate me in the opening round. You can't hide that murderous intent.
Oh, that's too bad. You're being uncharacteristically conscious today, Keiichi.
Without a doubt, it was a trap. I don't know what she had up her sleeve, but if I fought with Sadako during the opening round, my loss would be more certain than if I went against Mion. A pitch black miasma permeated the inside of the store. Did they all want to win that 50,000 yen prize that much? No, that's not right. The only ones competing for that prize money were the casual participants. I was different. I had mistaken this as just a way to fool around on normal Sunday. It didn't matter when it was, or where it was, or who our opponents were. In our club, the goal is always the very top of the mountain. An intense flame that no strong winds could extinguish, hot enough to melt any steel, began to burn inside me. The fuse had been lit on this unprecedentedly intense club battle. It was then the owner of the club It was then the owner of the store told Mion in a lackadaisical voice that it was time to begin. If you haven't noticed, my mouth has been glitching. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with it. So anyway, let's continue. Is everybody ready? Listen close now. Mion began with the formalities, standing in for the owner, and explained the rules of today's tournament. You're only playing to win. There's no second or third place. That's the same rule as our club. There were 15 people participating. We were to split up into 5 groups via a draw, and each group would have one winner. Each winner in the first stage would advance to the next in order to compete in the final. Now, as for how each group will compete, each table will decide to play whatever they want. As long as the game is here in the shop, anything goes. Already in club mode DEFCON 1, I didn't let the small gap in the rules go unnoticed. Mion, can I ask a question? Won't everybody push to play a game they're good at and not be able to agree on which one?
Oh, that's right. If we can't decide, we can't start.
The spectators also nodded along. It was only natural. There wasn't anybody who would simply accede to their opponent's suggestion. I preferred you were all good sports and managed to do a decision on your own, but if it comes to a stalemate, should we have the store's owner decide for you? It was an event at the toy store after all. You'd expect the owner to referee. After that, Mion's rundown continued. It ended with the rule that any losing participants would have to buy the game they lost at. A rather nice proposition for the store. First, we used a draw to split into 5 groups. Everybody lined up in a single file and began to draw tickets that the shop owner had prepared. It was my turn. Alright, time to draw. No matter who I was up against, I'd crush him. At the moment, Mion began to laugh with a hawkish gleam in her eye. Of course, I'm sure you already know, but club members will have a separate penalty game than the casual participants. I thought as much. What's the gist of it? The winner gives the losers 1 order to each. Contrary to how simple it sounded, it was a terrifying eventuality, the subject of which no one could predict. Damn you, Mion! Was she really planning on parading me around Hinamiza in cat ears and a banana hammock with a tail attached or something? The look on Mion's face told me she wasn't going to laugh me off that easy. On top of that, this time I wasn't just the person who finished the last who had to submit to the penalty game. Losers get 1 order each. In other words, even if you don't finish last, you still have to do a penalty game. That'd be the case. What about if there's no winner? Like if all the club members drop out midway through? Kei-chan, are you alright in the head? What? The look in Mion's eyes became that of a lion baring its fangs. How exactly are the elite members of our club going to lose to some mewling newborns? Kei-chan, don't embarrass me by getting eliminated in the first round. Even so, I didn't feel threatened. The more Even so, I didn't feel threatened. The more into it my opponent was, the stronger I would become. You just wait and see. I won't just sit here and be bullied by you, Mio, and I'll show you. We shall meet in the finals. Alright. The results of the draw were enough to make you cry conspiracy. All the members of the club were nicely divvied up among the 5 tables. How did this happen when the draw was that random? The thought that I was already caught in Mion's puppet strings made me feel uneasy. It's fine though. I'll crush all your petty tricks. Now where were my opponents? Everybody was headed to the table corresponding to the number on their ticket. The competition at my table was... these two, huh? They look younger than me. Huh? Are you two classmates of mine?
Oh, hi. I'm Tomita. This is Okamura.
Okamura greeted me by nodding his head. So my opening round was to be against my juniors from school. Just saying, but it seemed like a pretty easy matchup. Lucky! Time to destroy them without mercy. Alright then, everybody, please assign your games and start. With Mion's declaration, the inside of the store suddenly became lively. Everybody was yelling their favorite games at each other, trying to gain an advantage before they started. Even my 2 classmates, who seemed taciturn at first glance, began fiercely insisting on their own games as soon as the signal was given. Of course, I would kick those suggestions aside. There was absolutely no reason to pick a game your opponent was good at. Sorry, they're all games I don't know. Could you pick something a little more well-known? Of course, they couldn't agree to the games I suggested either. I could only smirk bitterly. Naturally, after 5 minutes, this table still couldn't agree on a game. Obeying the rules, we asked the store owner to decide on a game. Clearing his throat, the shop owner brought over a board game from the back of the store. It was a game called Billionaire. Quite the vintage we have here. Or in other words, this is life. I think that's the closest. I think they're similar in concept. I mean, that's what the manga did when I was reading the manga originally, too. Like, before I read the visual novel. Because I did watch the anime first, so. Yeah. Come to think of it, if you lose, you have to buy this game. That damn shop owner, was he using this competition to get rid of all the games he couldn't sell? I know this one. You guys do too, right? Spin the wheel and head to the goal. Whoever has the most money after we liquidate our assets is the winner, see? Life. The 2 nodded in agreement, and finally the game was underway. At the time, I had already had a feeling of impending crisis. I wouldn't realize why the game progressed a bit. Until the game progressed a bit.
1, 2, 3, 4. Celebrate the birth of your child. Receive 5,000 from everybody. Sorry.
Okay. Oops, no. That's Keiichi. Let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Celebrate the birth of your child. Receive 5,000 from everybody. Sorry. Okay. I built a bit of a lead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bonus. Receive 100,000 from the bank.
What? The tables were turned in an instant.
1, 2, 3. Proceed to the corporate ladder course.
Whoa, that's a good route. It seemed like only my piece was landing on the steady spaces. I had doubts to why Mio didn't bring out board games for club activities. That reason was laid bare to me before my eyes. That's right. I'd only realized it now. This game was completely based on luck. What could I possibly do to make sure I ended up in first place at the end? The ultimate outcome of this game was decided in a place beyond human hands. How are the other club members doing? My eyes naturally wandered off to the other tables. Mio's table was, what? They weren't doing anything. Had they already still not decided on the game? This naive idea existed to distract me from the most frightening possibility. Mia was lounging about leisurely, holding some juice she bought from the vending machine outside in one hand. When our eyes met, she gave me a look of ease. It couldn't be. She already finished! What game was it? That easily? It was probably too late to be concerned with that at this point. Only 5 minutes since we started, and her two opponents were already beyond recourse. They were sitting there, slumped over in disappointment, muttering to themselves, trying to figure out where they went wrong. For that, they'd find no answer. Is there any reason for their defeat other than they sat at the same table as Mion? Then what about Rena's table? The spectators were causing quite a commotion. It looked like their game was Karuta. The shop owner was apparently one reading out the cards. Rena tended to dawdle along and space out a lot. Wouldn't she have had a hard time with this game? Then I'll read it out. The dog gets tired on a walk. Oh. At the same instant, the shop owner began shouting out the words. The card in question disappeared off the face of the table. No, the face of the earth! Impossible! Where did it go? It was against Rena's cheek. She was rubbing it there.
Oh, so cute! I'm taking it home!
Looking at the card Rena was rubbing against her cheek, it was some anime-themed version of Karuta, with rather cute moe illustrations decorating the cards. Basically, it was a picture of a pretty dog girl with a slightly large chest, panting and half in tears as she was being pulled along on a chain. With those type of pictures, even I could play with godlike speed. All the people to play that game, it had to be Rena. It was entirely possible her fingertips were on the verge of breaking the sound barrier. I love Rena. It's over. Mio smiled coolly. Seeing no further reason to keep watching, she turned back.
So cute, so cute! Even if Rena wins, I'll still buy these cards! I'm taking them home!
After that, the second card started being read out. Such decisive sounds echoed. Well then, how about Sadako? Oh, she was playing a rather unorthodox game. Concentration. Judging from the distressed look on Sadako's face, it seemed that she was struggling somehow. One of the main characteristics of concentration is that the pace of the game speeds up as it goes on. As the number of cards to memorize decreases, it becomes easy to match several pairs in a row. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say the first person to take over the flow of the match can run away as the winner. The cards still in play had decreased. If you memorize the cards that have been turned over before, you should have a good chance to sweep the table at this point. You know, something tells me that I want to cross over between Kakegurui and Higurashi. Sadako probably knew the positions of all the remaining cards. However, her turn came a little too late. If her opponent followed up, the match would be decided. Hojo, sorry, but I'm also aiming for the prize money. Don't hate me for this. This guy, did he have the locations of the remaining cards memorized? He was completely certain of his victory. The tension of his face relaxed. It's over. I whispered in that bored manner as I turned my attention back to my own game. I spun the wheel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? No way! The Ace of Hearts should have been there! There was commotion at Sadako's table as a shout rang out. The other two at my table turned around in surprise. I didn't. After all, there wasn't really anything to be surprised about. The onlookers were confounded, most of them certain that the Ace of Hearts should have been there. There's no way. I must be seeing things. It must have been because I was excited, so assured in his victory, that his stress over his defeat ran deep. That's how it is. If his opponent wasn't Sadako, then the Ace of Hearts certainly would have been there. What a fool. When you're up against Sadako, you can't let your guard down for a moment until the battle's over.
Keiichi, you still haven't finished your match? You have no sense for these things.
With a refined tone of voice reserved only for winners, Sadako called out to me. For the casual observer, it must have looked like she only eked out a victory. From my point of view, however, she was only playing around. The roles of winner and loser had already been decided. It was nothing more than child's play. The laughable part about it was that her opponent didn't know his role had already been assigned. Nice work there, setting up a farce with a trap with the Ace of Hearts.
My opponent only walked into one of my traps. Even then, one was more than enough.
Sadako was a trapper. Her true talent was never having one misfire. Setting off only one trap was more than enough? Ain't that cool? The fact that other club members were winning one after another with their own brand of play only added to my impatience and my own lack of progress. Alright, how is Rika doing? How is our club's sly little fox doing? What the heck is that? Over in the corner, the move of the table was decidedly different from the others. The game at Rika's table was... You know that battery-powered fishing game? The one where the fish open and close their mouths as they rotate on the platforms, and you use a magnetic fishing rod to pick them up? That old thing. It seemed they planned on competing by seeing who could catch the most fish, but it had become an atmosphere you could hardly call competitive.
Wow, I got one.
You're so good, Rika. You're good at this. Oh my, she got another one. Rika's really good at this. I knew that Rika had already charmed her opponents along with the onlookers before the matches had even begun, but brilliantly played. That corner had become an informal meeting of the Rika Fruity Fan Club.
It's Rika's total victory! Total victory! Rika's good at fishing, isn't she?
What Rika's trolling is probably for isn't fish. Hearing that, she glanced over my way briefly. This is my way of getting serious, that's what I heard.
This is a masterful technique that only Rika's allowed. Only Rika can do!
Yeah, a masterful technique. My bar, it's your turn. Oh, sorry, guess it is. 1, 2, fine for tax evasion. Pay $50,000. In contrast, my game. What an unseemly situation this was. Noticing the uneasiness creeping across my face, my companions came to see how I was doing.
Keiichi, could it be you're struggling? You're struggling? Okamura, right now how much money do you have?
Okamura, who had wrung lots of money out of the elite course, had begun to count through a stack of white $100,000 bills.
About 98,000, I guess. How much money do you have, Tomita? I have 880,000. I'm still close enough to turn this around.
Those two, it looked like they'd easily surpass $1 million. Well, Kei-chan, how much do you have? Mion's tone of voice was grim from the get-go. It was her disappointment and disgust as club president. It can't be helped! There's no strategy involved other than spinning the wheel in this game! How am I supposed to cheat? Tell those two to close their eyes and count to 100 while I rig the wheel? You know there's no way I can do that. Rika gently pet my head. Still, she wasn't too happy.
How pathetic. At one point I thought you'd be a worthy adversary. I've been utterly disillusioned. Don't give up, Keiichi. There has to be some way to make a comeback. Do your best. Right to the end.
Like I said, how am I supposed to make a good comeback when this game is relying entirely on luck? Right, Mion? Mion's face, however, was almost unbelievably indifferent, like she was watching something completely unexciting. She then turned her back without saying a word. Hey, me! It was a pathetic voice that irked even myself. I'm disappointed. Everybody was serious about this, but Kei-chan was the only one who wasn't. What do you mean by serious? Are you telling me to control the spirit through sheer force of will? How can I do that? If you were serious about it, you would have settled this game 10 seconds from when you started.
Mi-chan, you don't have to get so angry. Wait!
Mion, in a bad mood, cast me aside and disappeared into the depths of the shop. Maybe it was because it had become an awkward situation, but the spectators dispersed from around my table. Damn it! Are you saying I'm not serious about this? Are you saying if I were serious, I would have settled this game in a chance of 10 seconds? If I were serious, everybody was praying for my victory. They believed in me. Did I betray their expectations? Was it because I wasn't serious? Ugh!
Should we continue the game?
The two of them were timidly trying to resume play. I didn't respond to that. The table sunk into silence.
Maibara, should I take that to mean that you're giving up?
Oops, that was the owner, sorry. Maibara, should I take that to mean you're giving up? The owner, thinking I was forfeiting, started to announce the cancellation of the game. At that moment, the demon inside me let loose a howl and awakened. I get it now, Mion. what it means for me to be serious. I'll show you! I clamped my hands on their shoulders, speaking in a low voice after pulling them closer. Tomita, Okamura, let's make a deal. Let me win. The two of them, not immediately understanding that what I said or the meaning behind it, were momentarily confused.
Hey, Maibara, no violence. Let's sell this game properly.
Just listen to what I have to say. What is it you guys want? The 50,000 yen prize?
Well, of course, winning that kind of money is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Even supposing you win, what are you going to do with that money? How are you going to enjoy it? The two of them considered it briefly.
Buy a new game or something? Snacks? Maybe some juice?
That's petty. So petty. Are you guys stupid?
Then how will you enjoy it if you win, Maibara?
Me? That's the point. Just shut up and listen to what I have to say. We club members have a penalty game separate from the casual participants. If we lose, we have to obey a single command from the winner. From another point of view, the winner earns the prize of being able to control the other club members around. First of all, Tomita, you like Sadako, right? Don't deny it. Next, Okamura, you like Rika, right? Don't turn red. I drew the two of them red-faced and conscious of whether everybody else heard what I just said even closer. Hold on. Pretty girls! Crushes! What men covet, what men dream about. It's like an unreachable Garden of Eden. Even then you'd still aim for it, wouldn't you? That's because our passionate souls scream for cuteness. That sensitive age where you couldn't say you liked the girl you liked. Understanding that gave me all the more power. Tomita, if I win, I'll make Sadako wear a collar and be your little sister for a day. Psh! A red fountain spewed from both of Tomito's nostrils. Also, Kimura, I'll put a cat ears on Rika and let you take her out on a walk with a leash. Oh my god. Blood erupted from the vein in Okamura's forehead. Don't be shy. Just pretend I forced you to go along with me. You two are simply sacrifices of Maibara's whims. You can pretend to be against it. I understand. I know everything that your hearts desire. And I suddenly lowered the tone of my voice. My school life was very bleak. I know with my very body how foolish it is to waste such an important time with your lives. So to you, my juniors, I don't want you to live your lives like that! Be honest with yourselves! Chase your dreams! Fulfill them! I'll fulfill them for you! I will! This is the moment the values of men bridge generations. Maibara! Did I ever have a mentor who ever spoke my mind for me so strongly? Never! There was no way there ever was. That's because in a man's lifetime, he only had 3 fateful encounters. That valuable first time was being experienced right this moment with these two. Oh my goodness gracious. I didn't want to say certain words. Sorry. I didn't. It's still, I understand that, like, even, there's parts of Higurashi that are pretty dated and not very good in this sense. I'm glad it's a lot less blatant, like Umineko and stuff. So anyway, is it fine then? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Game over! With such an absurd declaration of the game's ending that everybody in the store turned around and looked. It had been less than 3 minutes since I was on the verge of forfeit, and all the spectators were certain of my loss. Keiichi, what happened? Who won? It was my complete victory. What did you say? Exactly how did you overcome the situation? There's no need to explain what happened. It was a gentleman's agreement, right guys? Yes, sir! The two of them, stifling tears of gratitude, answered strongly from the bottom of their hearts. Exactly what kind of miracle occurred here during those 3 minutes that the spectators all looked away from my utter disadvantage? You did it! You did it, Keiichi! Yay! The spectators were puzzled at how I was able to so quickly overcome that hopeless situation. That guy, is he able to control the spinner wheel with his eyes or something? It's a miracle! What devilry is this? He's in cahoots with that Mio, you know? There's no doubt he had some strange trick up his sleeve. I looked at the crowd, who couldn't help but be excited out of the corner of my eye, now fully awakened in battle mode, a loud, derisive laugh. So this is what it means for me to be serious, Mion. You took your sweet time. Baring our fangs at each other, we laughed together in a most unsightly fashion.
With this, all the club members had cleared the first round then. Which means this time, it's a match against everybody. A match! I've already decided what I'm going to buy with the prize money. That's only natural, right?
Sadako and Rena smiled, sneered at each other. These guys. They really think they could win against Keiichi Maibara when he gets serious? Mion, that was a mistake. You shouldn't have offered me advice just now. What a mewling newborn you are. You're a million light years too early to think you can win against me. Mion, light years are a measure of distance. Oh, she's embarrassed. She's embarrassed.
What are we doing, Mi-chan? How are the five of us going to face off? How?
Well now. We have such a splendid lineup. It would be such a waste to rush things.
Mi is saying something complicated again.
It couldn't be! Why you? Mio's hair flowed elegantly, almost like a cape, as she turned her back to the table. As for today's contest, I, Club President Mio Sonozaki, will reserve judgment for now. The method and time are yet undecided. The more spectators, the better. It should be in front of everybody in Hinamizawa and Okinomiya. By then we'll know the best way to finally settle things.
Are you running away from this? This is too unfair even for you, Mion.
You newborn! Do you still not realize what's happened? The combative aura billowing out of Mion's body formed a barrier, stopping Sadako's advance. We'll meet again. Prepare yourself for your inevitable defeat. With a shrill laugh, Mion left the store. After a moment of silence, the crowd erupted into cheers. When will they resume the contest? Mion's serious. The other members did great too. That new guy, Maibara, he's got some strange power. He turned the tables in an instant. Maibara! You've got to win! Yeah, I'll dunk someone like Mion headfirst into the river Styx for ya. Part of the crowd that had apparently overheard the covenant between Tomita and Okamura and myself erupted into a cheer again. Mion's gonna win anyways. She's the undefeated empress. I'm betting on Mion. No, it's gonna be Rena with that ungodly speed. Sadako the trap artist. Rika the siren. It may be a long shot, but it'll be Maibara. However, right now I have no ear for those cheerful voices. Setting the stage for this huge match and then running away like that. I wasn't going to forgive Mion. I can't wait. I really love the energy of these games that they always play in the story. Outside of the store, Mion was getting off on her bike as the shop owner was seeing her off. Don't run away, Mion! If you're the club president, don't run! Fight me! Oh, sorry, Kei-chan. Right now, I've got to get to my part-time job. Huh? Like you'd see in a sketch comedy show, my legs slipped in opposite directions until I was doing the splits.
Yeah, while you were playing your game, Mi-chan received a phone call. It's too bad.
It was just getting good, too. Not a lucky day. They're getting crushed at the sale over in my uncle's store. They don't have enough people to work the registers, so he called me for help. When you say your uncle, does he manage a supermarket or something? It's just a small store, but whenever you put stuff on the special, all the housewives swarm in like locusts. Don't they have any common sense? Even though they don't have enough staff, they're selling a carton of eggs for 10 yen, one limit per customer. I was a little surprised. You never think this is a club president exuding such a dark aura inside the store just a short time ago. It was a usual meal right now, almost exasperatingly so. My shoulders slumped. I would kill for something being sold that cheap in this time. I hate corporations. Anyway, that's right. Club mode was over now, but it was really heated today. It was really fun. Damn, Mion. She really knows how to fire people up. Me too. I got so fired up, my head started to tingle. Especially Kei-chan. That was scary. I thought he was going to eat me alive there.
It's work, so I guess there's nothing you can do, but It really is too bad. I really want to continue this some other time. Any time is good. How about we do a Watanagashi festival?
The con-drifting 5-demon firefight. That's right. I'll think about it. Right now, what were Rika and Mio talking about? Watanagashi festival? Con-drifting 5-demon what? Oh, you've been through it before. You'll be fine. I love it when things turn out all over the top and manga-like. It'd be nice if we could have another thrilling club activity like this soon. She laughed with a smile that made you feel refreshed just by looking at it. At the moment, the shop owner came out carrying a paper bag. I wonder what it is. Is he giving it to us? Thank you, everybody, for today. Thanks to you, the event went really well. It's not much, but here's a little thing for you guys. Hey, Uncle Yoshiro, isn't there a little something for me, too?
My, quite an adorable one, is it not?
When Sadako and Rika opened the bag, there were cute little stuffed animals inside.
Wow, they're so cute! Can I take them home? I really can?
Which means there's something for me, too? Oh, I got a pretty adorable one. It was a stuffed toy wearing a beautiful dress, one you used to play house. Rena's eyes were glued to my stuffed doll. Sadako was the same, and Rika, too? Keichak is the one that fits in the least. How do I say this? I could say it's pretty or cute. Well, I guess it's pretty and cute. I can admit it's adorable, but a doll with changeable clothes is, If you walked around with it, then you'd be treated like a weirdo starting tomorrow. Definitely! Mio didn't have to go that far. This isn't something a guy like me should be carrying around. Mio was the only one who had received a present, so I thought about giving it to her. However, after briefly considering, I gave it to Rena instead.
Huh? You're giving it to me? To Rena? Thank you!
Just protecting myself. If I didn't give it to Rena, then walking the streets at night would be scary. No doubt, no doubt! I thought about giving it to Mio, but it just didn't feel right. You know it. I sometimes wonder why I wasn't born a boy. It's better that you're a girl. If you were a boy, I would have killed you already. You should kill me while you still can. If you don't, Kei-chan, you might not live to regret it. Mio laughed after saying such an ominous line. Everybody laughed heartily along with her. Ask God to make you a boy in your next life. I'll also make him make me a boy. Then together the two of us will start taking over the country as a warm-up. Mion, if you don't get going soon, the shop owner told her meekly. A lot of us looked like we were having a lot of fun, so it must have been hard to put a wet blanket on things. Later then. Today was really fun. I'll see you later, guys. Tomorrow at school. Don't be late for work. Everybody waved their hands and watched as Mion left. Before I knew it, the sun was already setting, and the breeze carried a hint of chill. Frick! Stupid fly. It probably already left. There was a fly in my room. It was irritating me.
Should we play for a bit more in town? Or should we go home? The road gets scary when it's dark. Then I guess it's time to leave. We certainly caused a ruckus today.
We sure did. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let's go home. The wind blew gently as if to cool down those of us flushed with enthusiasm. The road back to Hinamizawa was long, but I didn't really mind.
Oh, that's right! Rena, you achieved an overwhelming victory, didn't you?
When Rena gets like that, I'm sorry to say it, but there's no winning against her.
It was because the cards were so cute! See? I bought them! Rika's the same as usual when it comes to boys. It's like taking candy from a baby. It was an easy win.
How much was calculated and how much was natural? I get scared when I think about how Rika will turn out in the future. You can look at Higurashi Go for that.
Sadako was amazing too. The way it ended was really exciting. It wasn't the sort of game where I should be complimented. Keiichi, you also showed your fangs at the end there.
Well, I guess. I'm the type of guy who's strongest when he's cornered.
Tomiya and the others seem to be cheering you on really hard. What was that about? He made some sort of promise with Tomina and Okamura. It's probably a secret. A secret? A secret? Oh, I wonder what it is, I wonder!
Sometimes for a man, there are times we can only understand one way and another by fighting. Desperately laughing, I frantically try to avoid the subject. After that, everybody continued to praise each other for how they defeated their opponents and reflected on how fun today was.
Everybody look! The sunset's beautiful!
Sadako, getting even more excited, pointed. Waiting where her finger indicated was an immense sunset, casting even longer shadows on her bikes. The cries of the Higurashi were gentle and very comforting. And there it is. The end of the chapter. Well, I guess when we finish, we'll see you next time on Higurashi no Nakukuroni. So, yep. Oh, wait, we have to read the tip. Who's Mion's uncle? Alright. So let's read that. Okay, first, let's save. And save the end of chapter 1. And we're going to review the new tips. Okay. Oh, that's cute. Yep, sorry. I suddenly got called into my part-time job at my uncle's shop today. What's that? No club today then? Well, I'm sorry. Mio put her hands together in an apology and grinned. If you really want to do club today, then you can always do it without this old man. The club locker is stuffed full with games. You can pick whatever. The club locker was a trans-dimensional space from which Mio pulled games whenever we met for club activities. I wonder how so many freaking games could be stored in the locker. It was even smaller than the one with the cleaning supplies in it. Besides those games, it was also a cornucopia of suspicious objects, costumes, for punishment games. If we lined them all up on the floor in order to sort them, they'd definitely fill the entire classroom. I bet Mio dug a hole in it. Just kidding. Nah, we shouldn't. I get the feeling that if I mess around that locker, everything inside will come tumbling down on me. Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe amateurs shouldn't meddle with this. Mio gave a hearty laugh, implying that the only one who could do so was the club president.
Me, the teacher's looking for the key to the gym storehouse. Do you have any idea where it could be?
Eh? Did I not return to the teacher's lounge? Mio said, feeling about in her pocket. Judging by her expression, she must have planned out on returning it, but it was still in her pocket.
I knew you had it, Mio. I knew beyond a shadow of doubt that you simply must have been the one who had it. I was right, too. Sadako and I were both right.
Giggling, Sadako and Rika clapped their hands together in celebration. You're annoying! Claps, clap. Mio elbowed Sadako and Rika on their heads and headed for their teacher's lounge. Wow, strange. Normally Rena does that. Not Mio. Oh, right. Have you two heard? Mio has a part-time job, and that's why she's not coming to the club.
Oh, is that so? That's so very droll of her. Me.
The two of them made disappointed faces. Whatever anyone said, Mio's club was always the number one thing I looked forward to when going to school. If it wasn't hard to agree with their melancholic expressions after hearing it, it wouldn't be happening today. I wish school was fun like that. Unfortunately, things are usually always boring and I didn't have friends. I wish I had friends at that age. Anyway. So, Mio's got a part-time job. I wonder what she's doing anyway. Whenever Mio canceled club, it was usually because of her job. However, it didn't seem like she went there every day. She would go 2 or 3 days in a row, then not go at all for a while. It sounded like a pretty damn random part-time job. That's nice. I want to do that.
She isn't working at any one shop or anything.
She isn't. Then does that mean she's a day laborer? Mia wearing socks and a helmet, sweating to death in a factory. I couldn't imagine such a thing.
Mia helps her uncles out whenever their employees go on vacations. She's like a handyman.
Ah, I get it. Now that you mention it, her having a job at her uncle's place. I think I heard about that before. She has a lot of uncles who run their own shops, so Mia is in very high demand. He has a lot of uncles who own shops? A lot of them?
Oh, you were unaware, Keiichi? There are many relatives of Miones and Okinomiya who run their own stores.
Huh? I didn't know that. So, they're all different kinds?
Yeah! There's a bakery, a produce market, a ramen shop, and many others besides that toy store that we went to the club the other day is one of them.
I was dumbfounded. That's amazing. I want ramen. And I don't mean that cup ramen. No. For those who... Some people don't actually know that there's other forms of ramen other than, like, cup ramen. Which, that really wouldn't make sense because, ramen is, limeine or it's originally a Chinese recipe. So, it was made first before being, like, an instant thing. Why would instant always be a thing? So, instant implies that there was something that was created that took a long time to make. I mean, when you think about it logically like that, but I mean, it was surprising to me when I was first growing up, so okay. It's okay. No judgment there. Is Mion's family blessed with some kind of crazy business sense? They run so many different things, it's kind of amazing.
There are others like a loan shark, a land shark, a strip club, and a brothel. What I'm saying is they do a lot of things.
Why is that coming out of Rika's mouth? Okay, a couple of weird things came off at that time, but still, from Rika. I could tell it was pretty extensive. So the reason she's so fussy about returning money she lent you is because the blood of loan sharks runs through her veins, huh? That explains that.
Once I completely forgot to pay Mieve back for the money she gave me to go shopping. And she threatened me, saying that if I didn't return it all, she'd throw me into the red light district and that would be the end of me.
Rika being sold into the entertainment industry to pay off her debts. Keiichi, no!
Dying by being thrown on the ground must be the silliest form of death I ever heard of.
Huh? She really doesn't get it, does she? Recently, she seems so unspoiled. Rika and I gave her a pound in the head.
Why are you petting me? We're petting you because you're a good girl, Sadako.
Sadako was lost in confusion, but she seemed to understand that she was being made fun of. Oh, and if you're wondering what I'm going to do for Tatariroshi when we get to the point where Sadako is... I'm not going to read that scene live. I'm probably going to censor it so that you don't see that. It's still weird that they had that. Hopefully, like, if we get to that in the newest thing, that won't be in the Steam version, and hopefully she'll still stay in the towel. But honestly, like, the other adaptation choices where, like, she changes into real clothes, like, I was very comfortable with the anime. That is the one thing the anime did right, and I wish that could have been a thing. I still don't like that. Even in the manga where they downplay it to Sadako just being in a towel, I still don't like that. Like, I don't like how the new sprites also stick with a towel. It would have been nice if they just stuck with clothes instead. Like, that would have been better. So, yeah. Like, if they copied the anime in that stance, I'm sticking with it, okay? Alright, so, anyway, like I said, see you next time. Wait, what the hell? No. Hey, I'm trying to back out. Shh. Quit. We're quitting. We're done. Goodbye. We're done. see if anybody was watching. Oh, okay. Alright, bye-bye. I can't believe it's only been an hour. I thought I was reading for like 2 or 3 hours. But I guess that makes sense. Because like last stream you could tell my voice is getting shot to shit.